So likewise, the user is not aware what is happening, whereas the product is continuously in touch with both the designer, the maintainer, and all the other stakeholders which can help the user have a comfortable life. So it's all about networking actually. Systems have to be intelligent. Whether you develop a building, we know now today we talk about green buildings. How you can use the existing forms of energy, the light, wind and other things, and bring about bring in sustainable design. So these kind of concepts are always there, and I'm sure that one don't have to worry about which branch of engineering you are studying. It's all about integrating all these domains so that you get an excellent product or a service. I can probably say that I'm being a mechanical engineer today, I am in charge of an electronics lab. Our core of our work is on signal processing. So it doesn't matter actually, your domain doesn't matter. As you grow up the ladder, you may find that you have to interact with all domains of engineering and come out with very good products and services. So in computer science and engineering, as you know, the buzzword we have heard actually, Rajagiri also started work on artificial intelligence and data science. It's a large area which is going to be the future. So now, as an engineer, you will start working in different segments actually. So if you see the product life cycle, it starts with some requirements. As you know, engineers, we actually help people to solve their problems. If science was always fascinating ever since we have born in this planet, we look at it using, from nature itself we try to understand science. Science was all about postulates and theories, whereas technology and engineering is all about application. One may note that science is global, whereas the technology and application products are a little bit local also. Something which works in a cold country may not work in a tropical climate like in a country like India. An unmanned autonomous car may work in US or in a very developed economy, but we can't imagine that it can work in a very, I would say, very difficult situation like a traffic block at Kalur or Palarivattam for that matter. So there are issues or local issues that needs to be addressed locally. So the engineers per se should keep in mind the requirements which most of the technology may be global, but the applications may be local. So how to do this actually? When you are studying, when you are learning the subjects, you may also have wonderful ideas, but how can you bring these great ideas to a winning idea? So we have to bring in the concept of systems engineering. It's a holistic approach. Before you start on working on any design or developing a new product or a service, you should have a holistic thinking about the whole work what you are undertaking. So that's called the cradle to grave concept. I again repeat, the cradle to grave concept, the start and the end, you should know. So starting from design, starting from the requirements, understanding the requirements, then preparing the conceptual solution or the preliminary design, then working on it, then doing the detailed design, thinking about the manufacturability, the marketing the product and maintaining it for its useful life. These are all the various domains an engineer will work. So some of you will be working on R&D part or the design part, some of you will be working on the manufacturing part of it, some of you will be writing the software, developing the algorithms, some of you will be working on the testing part of it, and I'm sure some of you will have a flair for marketing, so you'll be working on the marketing and taking the product to the customer. So these are all areas, and in these 4 years you will find that each one of you will have some flair in one of these areas, and you will fit into the organization in some form or other. So to do all these things, I would say that you need to build your resume a much more than a degree. At the end of 4 years, the university and the institution will award you with a degree, but that will not be enough for you to be employer ready. You need to build your resume and how you can do it. So along with your course subjects, you need to have or you need to interact with your peers elsewhere. You have to attend conferences, you have to be part of some student societies like Institution of Engineers, or there are many Computer Society of India, where you will be able to network with other students and learn people or faculty members, and you will get a better idea of the subject. In yesterday years, we learn the subject from the faculty, but today you have an opportunity to know more. All the information is available on Google. The faculty can help you in identifying them and then help you out in mentoring. But the subject itself is available on the net. We never had that benefit when we were all studying it. But you as students, you have this. Also, all the courses are available on the net through NPTEL and other university. They are all online courses are all available actually. You can make use of that actually. So as I said, if you have to be industry ready, you have to build a resume more than a degree. You have to do internships during your vacant time. So if you are employer ready, you are familiar with the industry ecosystem, you know about how an industry runs. And from a simple doer, you have to graduate yourself to an entrepreneur. And the faculty and the college, this college can help you in achieving that. So these are all very important, as you know that to make yourself employer ready, you can even think about why should I go for an employment. You yourself can be an employment provider. That also is possible. So as you all see that some among you, I'm sure, will take up this challenge and can become good entrepreneurs. And they don't have to worry about getting an employment, they themselves can provide the employment. I'm sure this can happen actually. So how to go about it? How can you can start a startup, or you can come out with a winning idea. How is it possible actually? So for that I have a small suggestion, which is again from great models which have been invented for new product design and service design. It's known as the Kano model. You can Google it and see it. So in this Kano model, it actually mentioned there are 3 types of people. People who are having always a linear performance. The professor or the teacher asks you to do something and they do that and you complete that, you submit the assignment. Maybe it's a small assignment. They've asked you to do that and you did that. You completed it and you got the marks for it. And there are the next set of people who are slightly indifferent. They don't even complete it and they are not bothered about it, whether it happens or not. For the sake of thing, at the last minute they may cut and paste or they may copy something and it may be half cooked, and it is creating a dissatisfaction among the professors or whomsoever who have asked for it. And there are another set of a very small percentage of people whom I call as the go-getters. These go-getters have not only completed the work what they have been assigned, but they have done something more what they have been asked for. So in your assignments, other than the assignment, what is being asked, they have little bit given some innovative thinking or innovative idea also, which actually helps, which nobody has thought about it actually. It is nothing but the unique selling proposition for that idea, and they are known as the go-getters. For each and every design, for each and every product, for even if I say the mobile phones what you have, every time a new idea or a new feature will actually sell that product. So that is known as an innovative idea bringing in business actually. So a successful entrepreneur from a doer slowly will have this innovative quality, and he will bring out that particular feature which will actually sell the product or the service. So during your 4 years of study, or not only on your studies and whatever things you are doing, or whatever small projects you are doing, try to think about it and bring in that innovation which will actually add to your resume and by the time you complete your course. Okay, all these things, all said and done, these are all good things, but how do we do it actually? This 4 years, I am sure you will have lots of things to be learned, lots of examinations to be passed. So how do we do it? You have only the same amount of time. So here comes the solution in the form of prioritization. So I just want to bring in the concept of what is known as a time bank. You know this magical number of 86,400. Anybody know about it? 86,400? It's all of us have this number, this 86,400, but in this world you may find that some are very successful people. We hear about our great Abdul Kalam, our former president. We hear about very successful people like Elon Musk. We hear about great scientists. We hear about great businessmen. We hear about great politicians. All of us have the same number of 86,400. So imagine a bank which will actually every day at early morning, at sharp midnight, immediately they deposit in your accounts this 86,400 and the bank will withdraw it by late evening, this 86,400. What you will do?